Yo, yo. Since this thing's live, see if we got anybody in here. Holy smokes. Um, yeah, so I'm actually uploading a video on YouTube right now. So if the stream crashes, well, that's probably why, because I've got a lot of stuff going. So long story short, I have had a fever the last 2 days, and I wasn't allowed to go to work. I
That's
got to get
probably
tested for the Rona, which I'm pretty sure I don't have, but you can never be too close. So I've been pretty much in my bait room the last 10, 12 hours. And yeah, so kind of sucks, man, because they got all these rules and stuff at work that if you have a fever, you have to quarantine for 72 hours and get a Rona test before you can come back. So that's kind of where I'm at. It sucks, you know. But no, it's no problem, drummer Troy. Appreciate it. So I've been working on the editing so I can get you guys some content. But I really didn't want to stream. Yeah, I watched Smallmouth Crush, man. I was editing. I think them guys are just goofing around, but basically got a little quarantine. Um, yeah, my favorite Chris was like 100.8. And it's really weird because I felt normal, but we're supposed to, you know, test ourselves before we go to work. And I always get up about 5 o'clock, something like that. And about 6 o'clock, I tested and did it twice. And I was like, well, I better message somebody. So I'm not really looking forward to that test. But anyway, yeah, dude, the Austin guy, he's pretty awesome. So um, after this video, after this stream tonight, I'm not going to do a thumbnail or anything. I'll let it hang up there because here's the deal, guys. I just got done working on a video with Matt Robertson throwing an S waiver glide bait, and dude, he smashed him. He smashed. Be right back. I hate to do this in a stream, but I'm gonna switch shirts because I'm not gonna promote these people. You know what you do when you can't find a T-shirt? You find a Lucky Craft fishing jersey. Check this shit. It just happened to be there in my laundry room, so I figured, if I'm not a pro, I might as well look like a pro. And Sean Law, I appreciate that $5 make you holler. So this thing is old. This is probably 20 years old. I actually got this. I'm pretty sure either Gerald or Mike Otten gave it to me. So just so anyone knows, I'm not affiliated with Lucky Craft, but don't worry about it, James. It's a long story. I'll explain it some night. But I don't really like performance shirts because obviously I don't look like I perform at anything. God dang, look at this, boys. We're getting bald. But yeah, so this is the first official fishing jersey I had. You can even zip it way up, and you can get the bulked out look. But I'm gonna make the collar nice on this thing. Yeah, I don't have to chest hair. Heck yeah, St. Cress, appreciate it. The $10 make you holler on here. Hopefully the Rona don't kill me. But it's kind of weird. I mean, I feel okay, but I have been short of breath all day. I mean, who knows? Gotta take our chances. Um, but been kind of cleaning up the bait room tonight, working on this video. Yeah, man. I'm gonna get this all shaped up really nice too. But so I think if you guys remember, I said I was going to do a video of that is very possible, Sean. I don't have a Buka bull shad with me. I've heard the test is pretty rough. Not gonna lie. But this jersey makes me feel like I got T Rex arms. By the way, it's the way it is. I actually did fish a tournament and wore this one time, but I don't have a bull shed. But if I get stimulated tomorrow, which according to the government, I'm supposed to. Byron, long story short, man, I let someone borrow my bull shads. I'm not gonna mention their names, uh, but they never gave them back, and you know, uh, that's all I got to say about that. Chuck, yeah, I have had, the babe, the eyes do fall out. I'm not gonna lie, and the eyes fall out about 99% of all swim baits, and um, you know, I don't think the eyes matter too much, but I will draw a little black dot with a sharpie in there. Um, but yeah, I'll get some bull shads pretty soon. I let two people borrow. One guy have a bull gill because number one, he's a really nice guy, and he'd always ask about them, and I just did bait man thing, and I was like, you know what, I'll let you have his bull gill, so I gave it to him. He's very appreciative to it. And my bull sheds I let someone borrow, and long story short, I haven't seen them in like 2 years, and they're gone. I don't think he purposely took them. It's just that he forgot about it, and no big deal. But it is what it is. Well, Chuck, I'll obviously I don't own the 3F fishing or the Babe. I had a lot to do with the design. I apologize that the eyes fell out on you. You know, that happens. And I'll see if I can't get something taken care of for you on there. But you know, I, those working class zeros are like $45, and the one I've thrown, the eye fell out like the second time. So, I just chalk it up. Yeah, man, Byron Challenge, I appreciate you coming on here last Thursday night or whatever. Get this freaking crap out of my mouth. But I will tell you, I think that you can buy eyes on the Six Sense website, and this is good for your hard baits too because eyes do come off hard baits. Um, but you can buy eyes on Six Sense website, and it's great for your little soft baits that you want to put eyes on. I've seen guys put eyes on Kitex or doctor up your hard baits, whatever. So that's something they do offer you. But you know, it goes back to the lure lock thing, and I'm not dogging lure lock at all. Is man, one of their selling points is, well, you can put your baits in here and they don't scratch up. Well, I mean, by the time I throw a crankbait through riprap and around boat docks and banging off wood, some bitch is scratched to hell. And I hope that I catch enough fish on it. It's got teeth marks and hook rash all over it. So I'm not really worried if my bait scratch up. I mean, you can see all the stuff in the boxes up there. Oh, new 7.5 inch battle shad. I think the one I got is 7.5. This one's 7.5 Bass and Panda. This is the 7.5 battle shad. Man, my color is all jacked up. Let's see if we can fix this color in here. If I can fix that. Looks a little better now. Yeah. But yeah, this battle shad is a 7.5. Dude, I heard it's pretty rough, man. Hey, there you go. Brittany, good question here. What are my thoughts on dyes and scents? So I don't use a lot of dye all the time. When I do, I use this stuff right here. This is dye safe. It's made here locally. The guys I did a video with. Um, but scent, I won't say that I use it all the time, but when I do use it, I use this stuff called Strike Force. Those guys, Ignite Baits, sell it. And I like the shad scent. Put it on your swim baits. It's a really good tip. Uh, is We have addressed. This is actually a Mike Otten jersey, Byron. Um, I don't. In the words of Gerald Swindle, I'm not gay enough for a yellow jersey. He actually said that on camera one time. But I had another shirt on that was a performance shirt that was pretty rough. So I decided to take it out. But scent, I'll use the garlic scent, a Strike Force. It's a spray. A guy named Ronnie Critchlow owns the company. He used to own the Cabin Bait and Tackle. Ronnie's a great guy. He owns Strike Force, and it is the smelliest stuff ever. When it's tough and like flipping bite and stuff, it's really good. And then two, he makes a shad scent that I like to spray on my swim baits. And Byron Velvet, if you'll go back and look at the tournament he won on Clear Lake, on the Rago line through, I think it was a BV3 or whatever, it's just crazy name. He was like putting all this, he called it hot sauce, all this hot sauce on his swim bait. Works all right, man. Jaint 15 is the discount, Eric. But I don't use the scent a whole lot. So work was fine, man. I enjoyed going back. It's just that I had a fever yesterday, and their policy is if you got a fever right now, you got 72 hours before you come back. And then I've got to take this COVID test. So, but yeah, the Ignite Bait discount code is Jaint15. Get 15% off. JJ's mask will gas you out in your car. I don't use JJ's magic. I've heard it's really good, and I don't use JB's fish sauce either. Bait Junior's in here. What's up, Bait Junior? Hi. I told you that's my hat. You better go get your own hat. He's all. I tell you what, you can wear that hat if you go put some Mountain Dew in my cup, my Bait Man cup. So I want to thank the person. Dude, Monty McWilliams. Him and Jake Lawrence won a tournament out of Paris. Almost 21 pounds, big fish. That a boy, Monty. It's about time we go on a Pickwick trip. It should be happening. It should be happening. I'm ready. I talked to a buddy about Pickwick today. But whoever gave Bateman, Scott Stuckey, Bateman Jr. has been rolling around with this cup like a king daddy all week. So, Junior, I'll get Junior to give you a shout out when he gets back, Chris. So, Brittany, I'll be honest, scent, it's kind of up to you. Some guys are religious and swear by it. Me, I'm just kind of like, maybe I'll just put it on there today. Hey, so a guy says he wants a shout out. His name's Chris. So say, what's up, Chris? What's up, Chris? You got to say it to the microphone.
What's up, Chris?
There you go. There's your shout out, Chris.
Here's your cocktail.
I like Travis's blow up endings. I'm not going to lie. You never know what you're going to get there. I did pay attention tonight in that video, though. What do you think of the end of the smallmouth crush stream? That's just Travis, and I like it. I've met him before, and he was a really nice guy. He was like totally opposite of what he was on the stream. He was very reserved. He was laser focused, intense. He did really good. It was at the Costa Championship here on Kentucky Lake a few years ago. What depth do I fish a scrounger? I'll be honest. I think you can fish a scrounger anywhere between 6 foot and 30 foot. My man that been here on stream, there he is with a $50 make you holler. I'm talking about you right now, Monty McWilliams. Monty can tell you we fished that sucker in 24, 25 foot of water. And Monty basically learned on the fly from Jake. Jake's such a good teacher, and those two spanked me. Now I got my own with the jig, but the thing about the scrounger is it's kind of a learning curve, and a lot of guys fish it too fast, or they want to constantly reel. And what we noticed, and Jake taught me and Monty, is you want to reel about 7 or 8 times, and then push the button and let it fall back down. Reel 7 or 8 times, let it fall back down, and because that bill makes it really go up like this, and what you want is that bait to run like that. 6 or 7 cranks is stay like that, but any more to really fly up. So if you let it fall back down, and those fish, they really suck it in and they'll miss it quite a bit. Let's see, Monty says fishing 28 feet yesterday, and they will eat it out there. I mean, I think my Tennessee River guys, for the longest of time, we thought deep was like 20 foot. You go out west in Texas and other places, fishing deep's like 35 to 50 foot. And I think there's a lot of bass out there in that 28 to 35 foot water we just don't fish for. But my biggest thing, what I've learned on that scrounger, is if you're missing fish, one, your rod, you need to have a flexible rod. Even like the KVD cranking sticks, I think Monty threw one on it, work really good because it can load up. And just when they get on there, just a steady reel and keep them in. So, when was the last fish you caught on a pompadour? Probably about 6 years ago. That's a cool bait. I don't have one, but I had a buddy had one. It doesn't cast very well, but it's cool. Advice on best finesse jig. Well, let me get my finesse jig box out, wherever it may be. That's my frog box. I'll show you my best finesse jigs. Well, Baitman Jr.'s tried to clean it up in here, and I knew where everything was at. I had 2 boxes down here, Bait Jr.
Oh, I didn't put them there.
You didn't put these there? Okay.
I just put the box.
Okay. Well, maybe I won't show you. I thought I had my finesse jig box here somewhere. But I like the dirty jigs, Luke Clausen finesse jig, and then I also like the 6 Sense finesse jigs. Really good. Matter of fact, someone on the stream, Dakota, sent me some pictures today. His first time throwing it, and he hammered the bass on it. And I like the hook on it, and I like the screw keeper on it. And if you want to go like micro, then I suggest the Missile Ike's micro football jig is a really, really good one. And if you watch the stream from last week with Byron on here, he talked about how he set that thing up.
Hey, I see it.
Where?
See that all the way to the bottom?
I'm looking for a really small one. It ain't real big. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's it ain't up here. We'll find it though. No, it's a small. It's a hard box like that, but it's smaller. Man, we got all kinds of stuff. Don't worry about it, Bait Junior. So Ryan, we I'm gonna guess 3/4 ounce. The water temperatures in high 60s. Would the bass be hugging the bottom or suspended in 20 plus feet? In the high 60s, I would say most of those fish are still going to be on the bottom. I've thrown it a couple times, St. Chris. By the time I got the finesse curve, the fish had kind of already transitioned, and I just wasn't fishing a whole lot right at that time. It is a really good bait, though. I like it. What's the flat lure behind my right shoulder? This right? I got this chat pulled out here, so I can't. Or this right. Underrated topwater bait. I got a good underrated topwater bait. Chug bug's very underrated. I'm actually gonna go with the Lucky Craft Sammy 100. The reason is there's so many walking baits out right now. Everybody wants that Vixen, that loud knocker and everything. Dude, the Sammy 100 is freaking awesome. It is really, really good. I think it's called Greenback Shad. What is color name? There's Greenback Shad Monty, and there's an IU. I think it's just called Green Shad Monty. Green Shad and Blue Shad on that scrounger. That's the two everybody uses. Deep water sand pits. Ooh. Yes. When those bass get messed with and they're scanning all the time, they will start to suspend quite a bit. Those schools start getting broke up. That's when they really get off the bottom. When you're scanning these fish and they start, you scan them and they're hugged to the bottom, man, those are easy fish to catch. When they start getting 3, 4, 5 foot off the bottom and they're not really grouped up, those are really tough fish. Left of 6 cents. This one's not flat. Oh, right here. That whoop. This is a Balsa Concepts. I've had this on here like 2 or 3 times now.
Is it good?
Check this guy, man. It's Andrew Mullins did this. Balsa Concepts is on Facebook. So
I can't see
dude,
it well.
shower blow's an awesome bait, man. A lot of guys are throwing the shower blow now, but that Sammy 100, one reason I like it. So if you're new to bass fishing or all that, the Sammy it just it works really, really good. You know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot of effort to make it walk. Shower blow's excellent bait, man. But I will not say it's underrated. It is probably up there where it needs to be. Very good. And I'm not just saying Lucky Craft because I'm wearing this old ass jersey either. So, old school jitterbug's good. Huh? I wonder if it's a Berkeley old cherry wood, Chris. Head and popping image is actually a good bait, man. Right behind Baitman Jr.'s head. Where did he go? This is a swim bait. That's the working class zero citizen. Baitman Jr. is going to show it to you. You got it?
It's really open.
Yeah, that's another swim bait.
Double swim bait.
The Citizen, I believe, is the original. Our light's really bright, bub.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the original style battle shad. That's of course purple. You know. Oh, so you're gonna take them out and just leave them laying on the desk? I see. Oh, you will. Okay, let's turn this light down a little bit better. All right, that's much better. Not as bright, so y'all can see that a whole lot better now. I think so. But anybody who wants these swim baits, here's the deal: you need to sign up for the Working Class Zero mailing list on their website. You'll get like 48 hours advance when these things drop. And this is the actually I think this is the 6-inch. And then the other ones I got are the big suckers. So these down over there are even bigger. I've got to clean this place up, man. Baitman Jr. has wrecked this thing. He has wrecked it. I think Mike Gilbert has a good thing going here, man, with these working class zeros. I would like to see him build something a little fatter and rounder, kind of comparable to a trash fish. But this is the big and see it's rigged with the 10-aught owner flashy swimmer. And this one's got some teeth marks in it right up here. I actually had a few on this guy. But you see how that beast hook is up there and it just slides down? this thing collapses, it'd get them, man. All right, Brittany, do you think someone's more likely to catch their PB on a jig or slow moving bait compared to big swim bait? That's a good question. I'll be honest. You know what you're most likely to catch your PB on is the bait you have the most confidence in and fish the most. You know, I'm a crankbait guy, but I do like fishing jig and soft plastic. My PB came on a beaver and a jerk bait, which are a jerk bait. I just got in to pretty hardcore, actually good at it a few years ago. A jerk bait, man, in late fall, early spring, you catch some giants on it. But if you throw big swim baits all the time, you're going to catch your PB on a big swim bait. It's for number one, stuff like that. Stuff like this baits, you'll catch small fish on it, but it is a high percentage bait to catch a big bass. This is a big bait, big meal. This is what big bass target. Now, that's not saying you can't catch your PB on a Ned rig. So, but confidence, man, if you're really confident in a bait, you'll catch more fish. I mean, I really like throwing a jig a lot in a certain color jig, and I'm confident in that. And I feel like, every time I cast that out, I'm about to get a bite. So, yeah, man, I almost feel like I should be in Street Outlaws. If I would just get the little point going up here and go with the chin straps and flatten my bill out, put a little nitrous in the old Dodge Ram, you could call me Big Chief. It is a grind throwing swim baits, and I think that's the big reason so many guys give up on throwing big swim baits is they feel like after 5 or 6 casts they didn't get a bite and it's not going to work. So yesterday I was using a Rappel Ripstop 12. I waited to suspend very slow sink and change the front treble to red. This is one after another, all calling on the front red treble. Do that red treble deal. My dad loves that. Now I'm telling you, it works. If those fish are visually feeding on a bait and it's not just a reaction bait, they want that red treble hook. Matt Ellis, you ain't gonna unsubscribe. I wear a flat bill all the time, bud. I wear the modified flat bill, like a baseball player, not like the Jacob Wheeler, Elmer Fudd. I'm not gonna do that. That's Jacob Wheeler. I'm more just like right here, normal. Do you know companies that sell 8 to 10 inch chocolate blue vein worms? Yes. Frankie B. Look up Upton's. Upton's Customs. And I'll be honest, man, that Missile Blutonium Green Pumpkin quiver is really close. Try Hog Farmer Baits. My buddy Scott, he carries some Upton worms. And I'm pretty sure Berkeley was supposed to make a 10-inch power worm or 12-inch power worm with that blue vein in it. But Upton's is really, really good. And I was actually told that Strike King is going to have that color in the bullworm as well coming. I could be wrong. Matt Ellis can correct me if wrong. Yeah, I'm modified. But those Upton worms, man, those were the deal, and that's what inspired the Strike King bullworm. But I've heard of like a green pumpkin with a blue vein in it, Matt. I think Upton's calls theirs chocolate blue vein or something like that. But those Upton worms are nasty. Great, my dog's out here probably fixing to. So guys, I talked about my neighbor. Well, I got another problem. I got another neighbor that's got a big dog. They don't keep on a leash, and it keeps pooping on my carport. Like there's freaking duck heads all over here by my wife's SUV, and I caught it in the middle of popping a squat the other morning, and I shoot it off. But I'm telling you, if this dog keeps doing it, so we got the animal control lady lives right down the road from me, And I called her and she said, "What do you want me to do about it?" And I said, "You're the animal control lady. That's what my taxes pay for. You're supposed to control the animals." And she said, "Well, if it's an aggressive dog, then we don't mess with them." Okay, well, all right. And what am I paying you for? Just, yeah, hot steamers everywhere. Ignite swim baits, man, they're nice. They're really good swim baits. So I've been using those for quite a few years, and they've really upped their game up. And I'm excited about the giveaway. I've decided to just kind of do YouTube, so I hadn't put it on Facebook or Instagram. So if you didn't get in on the last stream, make sure you go comment on the last stream and you're subscribed. Your favorite swim bait. I don't care if it's Kitech or anything. What's the best bait caster for $100? A used Shimano Corrado Bantam. But brand new, I would say the Lose for $99.99, or probably a Daiwa Fuego at $99, and the Shimano SLX. So those three pretty interchangeable to me. If you can find some used Tatula CTs, yeah, they're really good for $99. Lose Blazer RZ. What in the world? Lose Laser. Those are $79, bud. Or you can buy Abu Garcia because they're the same reel, Matt. I always like to let people in on the secret. I should do that, Chris. I love the Tatula 100, man. That's a really good reel. I'm happy with all the Daiwas I've ever used and still use. Man, the Fuego for $99, and I give Luz a hard time because they're all made in the same factory as Abu Garcia. But honestly, I prefer the way Luz fits in my hand than Abu. The Luz LFS for $99.99 is probably the best $100 reel out there. The Shimano SLX is really good. But the cool thing about that Luz, you can get them anywhere. You don't have to special order. Everywhere carries that. So Midway USA, man, they must be getting in the tackle deal pretty good. Are you a Daiwa shield now? No offense. No, I just like the reels, man. They're supposed to take care of me, but the deal with that is I'm going to use what I want to use. And dude, I got an old Chronarch right here. I'm not going to stop using, and I'll probably, I'll use what I want to. I had that China reel, that Impcraft. It's not bad. I'll probably make a little video about it. For the money, you can find better stuff, but wow, that's crazy, Byron. What are some of the next things that need to happen to help the conservation of our lakes and fish? Any ideas you have? Yeah, we need to quit bass tournaments. No, I'm just kidding. The main deal with conservation is, and this is really simple, and it has nothing to do with fishing or major. We need to freaking clean up, man. I don't know how many times lately I've been to the boat ramp or walking along the bank, and there's trash everywhere, old fishing lines, stuff like that. Dude, it literally takes you 5 minutes if you're bank fishing, if that, to get your shit, your trash, and throw it away. Or if you're bass fishing, I watched a guy one day cleaning his live well. He just caught bass, and he's in a derby, and he throws his Gatorade bottles up on the bank by the water. I'm like, dude, there's a trash can over there. And he's like, oh, the trash can's full. I'm like, oh, okay, so because the trash can's full, that gives you a right to throw your shit everywhere. I didn't, want to fight the guy because, to be honest with you, I don't know how many of him and his friends it would take to whip me, but just clean up, man. That is simple. It has nothing to do with fish care and all that stuff, but let's keep our lakes clean, man. I see guys, and it happens. You'll be out there fishing and you break off down the spool, and you gotta put new line on it. If you the easiest way to get that line is if you got all this line and you're out fishing all day and you've been drinking a Coke or Gatorade, put the line in the Gatorade bottle, close the lid, and then at the end of the day, when you throw your trash away, you dispose of the line. Um, you know, we get in a hurry and we'll throw the line up somewhere or in a console cup holder or whatnot, and it blows out. I'm not saying fish are getting caught and killed on all that, but you know what? It floats to the bottom, and then when I get hung up on it on a jig, I get really pissed because it's got some give to it, and I'm like, man, that's a good one. So that's hilarious, St. Chris. Yeah, I've seen some guys on anybody that's on Facebook or Instagram trying to tell you 6 gill is as good as G-Limbs NRX. They're getting 50% off or something. I mean, I'm sure they're decent rods, man, but God, let's be serious here for a moment. My lake hasn't seen a human since March 27th. What do the pros do when they change a rod or reel sponsor? You don't ever see them for sale anywhere. Oh, they sell them. They sell them to their buddy. They give them to their buddy, and their buddy sells them. Is usually what happens. Um, and that that's not taboo. I mean, most of those guys know that hey, if XYZ fisherman's not with the company anymore, they're going to sell their stuff. So, man, what happened to Castaic Lake, man? That used to be an unreal lake. What was the other lake in California that was nasty? Not Diamond Valley. Uh, had the 6 gill and they suck. Do not recommend them at all. Casitas? No, something else. Man, it was Butch Brown kind of made it really famous too. Man, I forgot where it was. I'm checking out this video, making sure it's not uploaded on me on accident. Oh, someone's messaged me on Facebook. Oh, it's my wife. Anyway, I don't think my wife's ever seen me in this jersey. Maybe I need to go in there and be like, hey, I'm a pro. Anyway. No, it's not Shasta. I forgot. It's not a huge lake. Man, I forgot the name of it. Mission Viejo. That's it. Ball in 21. You got it. Mission Viejo. That's what I'm talking about. Man, at one time, there's kind of in the infancy of Facebook and the internet, Mission Viejo was going off, and dude, these people were posting giants all the time. And now I think it ain't no water in there, or they caught all the damn bass out of it. Mike Long's honey hole. Mike Long ain't ever met a lake he couldn't catch a 10 pounder or snag one out of. Yeah, so those algae blooms are crazy. I know that Matt and Tim were telling me that they had one on Clear Lake, and there's all this runoff from the Clear Lake's kind of either on a mountain or down in one. I don't know the details, but all these wineries and people planting weed up everywhere. Long story short, when it rains, all that stuff, the pesticides, herbicides, whatever, some kind of insecticides, it all gets polluted in the water. It runs off in a Clear Lake, and it creates a terrible algae bloom, and it got pretty bad up there. Any swim bait companies make a goby color? Yes. Reaction Innovation Skinny Dipper. I believe you can get that in green goby. Um, Scottsboro Tackle. They make a bluegill swim bait that you could consider a goby, and I think I got it right here. I think I got her. You could almost consider this bluegill color. It's very similar to a goby. Look at that. It's kind of got some goby-ish to it. See that purple flake? Dude, Tim over at Scottsboro does a freaking amazing job. And this is the line through one. This is the one I'd want to throw if I was up north chasing them smallies. Dark Sleeper. That's a Goby style body for show. Dude, Reaction Innovations makes good stuff, man. I like them because they do their own thing. They're like missile baits. They make their own stuff. They don't look at everybody else's stuff and say, hey, we need to make a copy of that. Osprey tilapia. Ooh, a tilapia. So, Byron, your boy Colin sent me a photo 2 years ago. He caught an 8.2 on Priest on a dark sleeper. Like, the fish's mouth was like this big, and then you got a little bitty tiny swim bait right in the roof. Like, he messaged me and said, yep, dark sleeper works. I'm like, God dang. What do I throw to beat my dad? Well, depends on who your dad is, but yeah, man, I threw the 316 Mission Fish. That was the first swim bait I ever bought, man. And I didn't know shit about swim baits. But when I figured it out, it was actually really good for shallow water bass and on the bed, and that's how I kind of caught them. Yeah, Byron, I think it's through a Facebook message. I promise, it's a true story. Or that's how big he said it was, but it was a giant, dude. It was a freaking giant. Maybe he said it was Priest, but he was down there at the secret honey hole. You know what I'm saying? No, I haven't thrown Piz swim bait. I feel like they got a lot of hype on them, but I do see guys catching fish on them. Where can you get a used Corrado? eBay, my friend, and Facebook. Hey, speaking of, I seen a used Corrado today on a Facebook group. It was in great shape. The old green Bantam for like $60. They're still out there, man. I've been seeing some good deals lately on them. Well, maybe I swear he said 8, but Colin's smaller than us, so a 6 looks like almost 10. I would have to ask Sam Lashley what the actual weight of that bass would be. You could have been up into the 14, 15 pound range, Byron. Yeah, E Series Corrados are awesome. All right, Silas, I live in Indiana. The bass are just now starting to get shallow and spawn. It's rained a ton the past few days and the water's muddy. What would you throw if I went tomorrow? I would throw a spinnerbait with some painted blades on it. Absolutely. Get you right here. Get you a Booyah Covert or something similar. Dude, that would right there would crush them in that muddy water. Absolutely crush them. And if you can't find any of that, you can make your own. Here's a accent that I put a white willow on, but that dirty muddy water, man, get them double Colorados, man. That's the way to go. It's as long as the water's warm ish, even if it's not, that spinnerbait works really, really good in dirty water. I thought I had some more. I got my Bass Mafia spinnerbait box. It's down here somewhere, but are they newer reels or the older? They're the older version, Lucas. You can find used Corrados, even the new ones. I've seen the new K's for like $100 on Facebook and eBay. Whoa, comments are really rolling in here. Maybe going to Percy summer stay at a cabin. I'm bringing the boat. If you're going to Priest, you need to holler at Byron. He knows it very well down there. Or go bug John Hopkins down there at the marina. What do I think about the Chase Baits Prop Duster Glider? I thought it was kind of a gimmick, but I've seen fish caught on it. It actually has a pretty nice glide, believe it or not. So I'm sure it'll work. Dude, send me a spinnerbait. I'll love that. I'm gonna get a PO box so you guys can send whatever you want to me. Letters, hate mail, fan mail. Please don't send your wife's panties. I'm not into that. Mostly fishing stuff. About 120 for y'all need to hammer that like button. I appreciate it. I'm not going to stream real long. I got to finish up this video. So what I want y'all to do is after the stream tomorrow morning, by 8 o'clock Central Time, uploading the Matt Robertson video. I want you to do is smash the like button, share that on your social media or whatnot. Make sure you comment on that. Pretty awesome. I think it turned out good. I actually caught 2 fish on camera, so that's pretty good for me. One was actually a pretty good one. The other is a freaking dink. But Matt's an awesome fisherman. Don't send anything that's going to get me divorced. Please don't do that. Is it time to eat some ice? I think it is. No, I'm not going to end it just yet. I don't even know how many people are watching or anything, but smash the like button. I got to get my phone real quick. I got to send somebody a message. I was thinking about it. Hydrowave, it works. Oh, I'm back. Here we are. I got a new sponsor. Got my Yamaha official Yamaha jersey. I'm all sponsored up now, cuz looking like John Cruz on here. And this is vintage, man. I forgot I actually had this custom made for me at one time. I might have to button it down, get the little chest hair flowing on this thing, but maybe I need to auction this off. I don't know. Yeah, man. Dude, this is OG. Actually, I believe Terry Bolton gave it to me. Because back, when I had a Skeeter, I had the Yamaha, which I still believe Yamaha is the best motor on the market. They don't pay me to say that, but this is the only time you'll ever see me wearing UK blue and white. Is right now. If I wish Yamaha made a orange and white jersey, but this is the best I could get. But man, did y'all hear them freaking owls screwing out in my front yard? Holy smokes! So, what's up, Mike Perez? What's up, Justin Roll, man? Yeah, I have a great stream, man. You are the man. So, what are the best rides for a reasonable price, Skeeter? Dude, you just come in here. I come to get my phone, and you knock it off. Thank you. I'm not mad at you. Go Dogs. Well, we'll see if Georgia can ever get to a national title game. It's only been like 50 years or something. So, is Bill Dance actually a Vol? Yes, Bill is a Vol through and through. Kenny Chesney is not. Kenny Chesney is a big poser. All right. Best ride out there, man. For a reasonable price, if you can find an older Stratus 201, those are really nice. Old Stratus 201, if you can find an old used Champion. Dude, you can buy like an '05 or '06 ZX 225 Skeeter, which is an amazing boat. You can get them for around 20 grand, and depending on the owner, um, I never had any issues out of my Yamaha. I think I replaced a fuel filter or something like that, but it was everyone did. Yeah, Lou's budget rods aren't bad. The head designer there at Lou's used to be with All Star. Good guy, Bob Brown, makes some good stuff. Um, if you had all the money in the world, what rods would I use? That's a great question. Probably G Loomis or Die with Steez. Actually, if I had all the money in the world, I would probably be able to buy every rod for the correct action I would like. Um, I'm not so much with one rod company. I want a rod that's got it, get what I want done. If I'm looking for the perfect, let's say, Cinco rod and that's a cashing rod, then I'll buy that one. If I'm looking for a great cranking rod and it's a Loomis, that's what I'll use. But I'm not one guy that's going to stay particular because no one pays me the money, pays me any money to stick with one brand. Uh, Maybe that's the professional fisherman in me, which I'm not. But you know, show me the money. Um, Guggen's not gonna like that shirt. You know what? I really don't care if the Guggens like it or not. They can they can take out their half-ass Lund boats and call themselves bass fishermen or whatever. Um, Dude, the Table Rock Babe looks good. It is jaint juicy. I don't know where the Voids River, but if I was going to catch a limit of spots, I'd probably throw a micro football jig or I would throw a Ned rig. How's the bluegill bite red ear coming? Shoot, if I had a bluegill red ear video, I'd get it done. That bite's getting better. I've seen some guys from Wire to Fish and some other people catching them pretty good. I've got a little secret bank spot I might have to go to. Dude, that Guggen meme, Silas, is funny. I liked it. I'd actually seen it before today, but sent you a funny Guggen meme on Oh, okay. Yes, Guggens are coming out with their own line or rods. I'm sure they'll be absolutely top notch, best thing on the market. Byron, yes, Lucas, I am from Kentucky, but I have Tennessee roots. So please don't get me misconstrued with the people and um, that don't wear shoes. Now, Byron, I guess they got their own factory in China. You know how it is. I'm sure it comes out of, the same place a lot of stuff's made out of. Here's the deal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with rods made in China. I mean, Dobbins is made overseas, but a lot of it has to do with the people who are built that are wanting the rods built, knowing what they're actually talking about. I just don't put faith in Lunkers TV building me a Swimbait specific rod. I'm sorry. That's Cinco rod. I'm sure they would do a really good one, but Lucas, if your home lake is Barkley, I don't know what part, but you don't live very far from me. I have fished Lake Lanier in Georgia. I fished there with a guy named Rick Steckelberg and Joe Crosby, the original guys that did the fish head spin. I loved Lake Lanier. I'd like to go back. I'm hoping I can go fish with Ryan Coleman down there. It's going good, Michael. What's up, man? Yeah, 6 cents rods are made overseas. Milliken's rod looks decent. I'd like to order one just to try it out. Ben's a good friend of mine. I like to support him. I remember when he had less than 1,000. I actually used to have way more subs than Milliken. I had about 1,800, and then I quit doing videos, and he just started grinding like a son of a gun, and he gets nothing but respect from it. Christian County, man, that's cool. Crazy. My cousin used to be the superintendent of Christian County. Obviously, he wasn't very good at his job, and he's not anymore. Actually, I won't say that. He just retired. But Damn, that cheap Bassin Panda. I might have to check that out. They got a few models I'd like. Oh, I'm sure Rob Deerdeck or Rob whatever his name's uh, casting rod standards absolutely awesome. I'm sure it's like the standard of my spaghetti versus Gordon Ramsay's. I'm sure that would fly real well. Oh, yeah, Gordon, this spaghetti's the best in the world because it's mine. Yeah, sure you tell me to go f myself, but Christian County is a wild place. That is for sure. But there's good people over there. Um, Long story short, back in the day, I used to work at a juvenile detention center um, in between jobs, and we got more kids from Christian County than any other place. And them kids would throw down. Is it the elites or the XT, man? I like the elites. I got a few of those. Mm. So, anyways, I won't be streaming the rest of the week. I might stream Thursday night, possibly, but I'll definitely stream Saturday. But Eric sounds Small Mouth Crusher. Travis, he's not going to do Thursdays, so if I don't have to work overtime, I'll probably stream on Thursday nights with Epic Eric. If not, I might have to do Fridays. But Saturday is going to be all me. So that's good to know, Chuck. I trust your opinion on that. I've heard the Zark rod's really good. I think when it comes to rods, really, it's a lot of it's personal preference. You know, um, let's see, you got Cashin is good, Loomis, Made in America, can't beat them. Great customer service both ways. I think Kistler, Pride Rods, St. Croix, made in the United States, and then you got a lot of other companies. iRod and Dobbins and Daiwa, Six Sense, Powell. Those are good rods. And just a lot of it comes down to personal preference. So I really hate to say this is the best rod, best flipping rod, or best swim bait rod. Uh, you can fish the Babe out deep. You just have to really count it down. LGC. It's great for suspended bass and fishing around over the top of structures. Brent Anderson rods, they're nice, man. The Redemption rods, they're nice rods. And there's a lot of, that's a good point. There's a lot of custom builders out there that make good rods. So when you're fishing ledges, are you fishing main lake or offshore? I fish both, man. Don't let people fool you and say, ledge fishing is just fishing out in the main lake. It can be, and really what I do is it's more offshore fishing. Not everything I fish is a ledge. I would say ledge fishing is actually less than 20% of the true offshore fishing out there. Best hook for the Babe, BJ owner ST41 Stinger if you need to replace a treble. If you've got the solid version 10-aught owner Beast. This might not be good. Mickey Ellis from 316. He just messaged me. Mickey's a wild guy. That was good. What's up, Todd Smith? Yep, and you know what, Chuck? There's nothing wrong with that. How you fish the Babe, and that's how I fish it too. I'll fish about 10, 12 cranks, and then I'll just really slow it because I want to make sure that bait's going as slow as I can crew it. What's up, Mike Dove? Heading to northern Minnesota for 6 weeks to help a friend out with the resort. They had some management issues. Now I'm at it for a while. Whoa. Well, there should be some good fishing up there, Mike. Man, if I had the time off, man, you know, I could wish in one hand, I could shit in the other and guess which one's going to fill up faster. But I'd love to come up there, you know. But well, I was telling you guys earlier, I've got a script for the 5 anglers you forgot about, and just a little preview. Got my man Byrick Velvick in there, and Craig Powers, and a couple and I'm going to start trying to do kind of a bio documentary type video once a week if the first one goes good. And we got my guy Pete Robbins from Bassmaster is helping me with some information and stuff. And I think I've got a lot of cool, interesting topics to do that. So straight cast Phoenix rods makes good stuff, man. Um, yeah, Asian carp are terrible, man. It's been bad on Barkley. Wow. Oh man, I'm going. Baby, go find Michael Bennett. That's a, yeah. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna take a note on that. Matt Ellis. I was asking somebody about him not long ago. So yeah, smash the like button. But who are some forgotten anglers you guys might want to see a little 5-minute bio on or something like that? I just added it right there. Michael Bennett. Man, there's a few things in life you just don't do, and one is purchasing a boat with a friend. No offense, Chuck, but I have seen that happen a few times, and guess what? People aren't friends very long after that. Preston Craig, he's living the dream, so he won't be one. Ooh, Joe Tippett, great one. I used to have Fish's number. I wonder if I could call him. Uh-huh. Michael Bennett was good. When you're burning a 6XD, how shallow will I go? About 8 foot. I've actually fished one in 6 foot of water over these. We got what we call gravel bars here, and a lot of time you can burn a 6XD off the tip of those gravel bars, and they're like 6-8 foot of water, and they dump out about 14. Jason Christie is going to be in his own video. Biggest top 5 frauds in fishing. Yes, Jason Quinn is a good one. I have heard Kevin Worth is getting back into fishing. Sean Penn, that's a good one. Shady Banks. I could load it up with Kentucky Lake guys. Shady Banks, just Sean Penn and Terry, Sean Penn and Dan Moorhead. Moorhead's he's a family man now, so that's I'm definitely going to include him on one of those. So. Greg Gutierrez, that's a name I hadn't heard in a long time. KVD, too bad he retired. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brandon Rowan says, what's the new jointed wake swim bait from 6 Cents? Can you show us one? Yes, I can. If they're going to put that picture up, if I don't get fired, see if I got one here. Now, you got to keep in mind what I show you is a prototype. And this may not be the final version. I got 2 colors. Y'all want the orange one or the white one? I've got a 6 Cents frog. I've been messing with it for about a year now. Hopefully they send me one. Ooh, Scotty Young, that's a good one. So here's I guess the speed wake. This is that orange color, purple back. Nothing wrong with the high vis. This isn't the color I'd throw all the time, but you got some dirtier water. Very similar to like the Wake Shad. Not quite as tall. You versus Matt on Lake X. Who takes it? Matt Allen or Matt who? But there's the pearl white one I've got. These were off a 3D printer and just painted up. But that's going to be this speed wake. It's nasty. I'll be honest. You can burn this dude as fast as you want. It will not blow out. So Kevin Short came off some of his WECs and sold them really quick. Let's see. I'm going through the comments here. Kevin Short, that'd be a pretty good one. Robert Hamilton Jr. Did really good 20 feet deep with Bass's on that. I think he likes a crackpot too much, which is very unfortunate for him. I'll probably have to include my boy Randy Flowers. You know, but yeah, that's the new 6 cents bait. I've been holding on that one for a while, dude. This thing is freaking nasty. I'll see if I can't get a video of that. It is a better version of the Wake Shad. It's probably going to be in the $9-10 range. Opinions on Wesley Strader as an angler? Freaking Wesley's a gosh daggum hammer. Well, Sam isn't forgotten about, Martin. You know, he still fishes. He's still got a huge following here on Tennessee River, and you know he won a tournament at Old Hickory. Um, I'm trying to keep it to tour level guys, or I shouldn't just say tour level, but guys that consistently fished at one time the tour. But Lashley fished the Bassmaster Classic, and to be honest, you got to be a pretty good hammer to get there. Well, I don't want to get these guys on camera. Basically, what I'm doing is doing voiceover and then laying the photos and what video I can find of those guys to go with it. You know what I mean? Because I don't have time to hunt all these people out all the country to get video. So Orlando Wilson was a freaking hack, but he had a really good TV show, the Orlando Wilson Fishing Show. I have not fished Cave Run Lake, but it's pretty good. It's got some great muskie in there. Ish is still alive and well. I'm trying to think of some other guys we've forgotten about. How about Dalton Bobo? Quit his damn job to fish the Bassmaster Classic. Did he ever go back to work? Babe Winkleman still snorting cocaine, I think. Derek Remitz. That is a really good one, whoever just put that up there. What's my wife messaging me about now? I need to go hang out with my wife. That's what she's saying. Let me put that. What do I think about Jacob Wheeler? Love him or hate him, man. Wheeler can freaking catch him. I liked Wheeler a lot more before he tried to tell me that the Guggen Baits chatterbait was going to be the best one on the market. But he ain't lying about those accent spinner baits. Academy's hard swim baits. I don't think I've seen them. Yeah, I'd always heard that Babe Winkleman liked the cocaine. But hopefully I don't get super slandered. That's just a rumor. I'm not saying that bad, and if he does, just whatever. Yeah, Derek Remitz, it was funny. The only time I ever met him, I met him at Bass Fest. He was actually eating dinner with David Mullins. And so I walked by, and Mullins pointed to my hat, and I turned around, and Remitz had an Alabama hat on. I said, "Bud, this ain't the town to be sporting that Alabama stuff." And everyone started laughing. He was a really nice guy, though. Ooh, Robert Lee, that's a really good one. Fried walleye and cocaina. Y'all crack me up in his comments. Robert Lee. How about Mark Tyler? Anybody remember him? The accent makes amazing spinnerbaits. What's my PB? 9.4, and I've done it twice. I can't get over that. I caught it on one of them. I caught on Private Lake, and the other one I caught on Lake Barkley on a RI Sweet Beaver in Green Goby in Bear Creek. If you know where I'm talking about, Lucas. I don't think there's a whole lot Babe Winkleman wouldn't promote. He was like the Scott and Roland Martin of his time. If they would put his name on it, he'd promote it. Dion Hibden is making a comeback, Shady Banks. He got him a new sponsor. some kind of 10 cup whiskey, and so he's coming. I'm ready for winter. I'm already over ledge fishing, Byron. I've already been out there idling, and there's already been too many people out there uh, trying to idle over top. I'm done. I remember fishing with my dad, and this is funny. When I was about 7 years old, and he'd watch some Babe Winkleman video. I forgot what it was about, and he fished this technique all day, and he turned around and said, "That Babe Winkleman's full of shit," and he just kept on fishing. Tied on a post crankbait and started catching. And I'll never forget that when I'm little. And he said, and then 10 minutes later, I apologize for saying that. It was almost like in Dumb and Dumber when they're like, "Man, the Rocky Mountains ain't so rocky. That John Denver's full of shit." Well, that's how my dad felt about Babe Winkleman. Woo, 7-3 smallmouth in the carp. You don't happen to work with old Lance Freeman down there, do you, Lucas? Yeah, I think a lot of people knew that we're saying that the classic was probably going to be in Texas. We'll see where it is. Now, that's a good topic too, Chad. Uh, Steve Kennedy, most underrated guy out there. I don't know if I can make the argument anybody's more underrated than Steve Kennedy. Maybe Brent Ayler. Maybe. I tell you, I don't know what lakes they got down there in around Houston. So, what's the event that Mike Terry won throwing a shad rap? That was the Alabama Top 100, 1993, off a tree. My audio to video is out of sync. Well, it's always something. I'm gonna have to get new streaming software, but you can find that video on YouTube, St. Crest. I just watched it the other day. Mike Terry also won the very first $100,000 FLW event in 1996, and that was on Kerr Lake, and he caught on a black and blue jig. Jason Quinn used to be sponsored by Evan Williams, and then John Cruz. I kind of feel like a young John Cruz in this Yamaha outboards. If I had some blonde hair, a little bit more chiseled face, I could pull off the John Cruz. And a but Cruz never had a buzz cut like this. I might as well just do the Chuck Liddell and shave it on the sides. Dude, Lindoller's channel is awesome. Paul Elias, that's a good one. Add that to the note, Chad. All right, since we're talking about underrated, let's talk about who are some overrated fishermen. Overrated fishermen. I definitely don't want to hurt anybody's feelings with this. George Cochran, that's a really good old one. I'm gonna say Scott Martin. Love Scott to death. Great guy, but just been beating up on the old FLW tour for years. Let's see what he's got over on the Bassmaster tour if he can make the opens. And I'm not saying he's a bad fisherman. I just, Brian Thrift said, "You know what? I'm gonna go show you what Brian Thrift's about." I almost was the first MLF event. Yeah, I know where Dan Moorhead won that FLW event on Kentucky. Like he won it off the campground port at Moore's Resort. Fish it all the time. Yeah, I would put Roland Martin in the overrated category. I'll take Scott out and I'll put Roland in. He fished in a time where there was basically no rules for information and all that. He had a lot of people helping. Well, to be overrated, Martin, you would have to win something. I like Fletcher. He's a nice guy. And to be honest, he's the one that gave me the Baitman nickname. Uh, I'm talking real fishermen, not YouTube fishermen. So there's a difference. Ooh, overrated. Palaniuk is overrated. Ooh, that's a hot take right there. Very hot take. I think Palaniuk's about right. I agree with that, Billy. I agree. We know where he gets that help from. Let's see. Rolling got caught. Yeah, I've heard some stuff. I don't mean overrated as in they're bad fishermen. So that's what I don't want people to. I think maybe that fans have put on a big pedestal because maybe they are funny or had or did one really good job. Um, yeah, I don't think Palaniuk's overrated. That's a really hot take, and I don't know how that could be backed up. Um, Iconelli, I think Ike is about right. Um, Chris Zaldane is an interesting take. I think Zaldane's got a lot of hype because he's kind of got the Byron Velvick. I'm going to throw big swim baits, and that's how I'm going to catch fish. And if they don't bite it, I'm going to zero. So he's got a huge following of those big bait guys and swim bait guys that, man, Zaldane's the man, all that. And he's been really close. And he has won an event. But I'm not going to say he's hung the moon yet. And I think he's a great fisherman. Gerald Swindle is probably the best fisherman to never win a bass event. I'm not going to overrate him. That's my feelings. Awesome dude, funny guy. Swindle was an excellent angler, and he's very versatile. He will get it done he may get it done this year. Rubanus, that's close. What's my take on the Jeff Sprague snag and deal at Lake Fort? Well, here's the deal. Can you prove he tried to snag it on purpose? If you can, then I think you got to disqualify him for the next event. If you can't, I think you're just stuck where you're at. And, I'm not mad at Jeff Sprague. I don't know him, never met him. It looked bad on video, but was it on purpose? I don't know. Will we ever know? I'm not sure. But there's definitely a little Mike Long. I don't think he did it on purpose. Okay, and I think he freaked out. I don't know Watson enough. I think he's about rated where he is. I think people love James Watson. They don't necessarily think he's the world's best fisherman. They just like James Watson, and I'm cool with that. I think that's about right. Jason Christie, man, with the real Jason Christie, had a really good run, but he's kind of got to get it back on tour. I think Christie, I would have thought Major League Fishing would have been better for him because he fishes so fast, but I think Bass or FLW's the way to go. I didn't fish in college, man. That was way before my time, or way after my time. Hell, I drank beer. That's where I did in college, and then I didn't graduate, so I went to the Paducah Community College. Man, hey, listen to this, Matt Ellis. So I was bow fishing a few weeks ago on Barkley in the back of Little River, and there is hydrilla in the back of Little River. Ooh. Jason Lambert, overrated outside of the Tennessee River, underrated on the Tennessee River. Probably the best Tennessee River fisherman out there. You get him off here, he needs some help. And I'm not saying him bad, it's just his style for a lot of these schedules, man. If it's an offshore bite, Lambert's going to catch him. But the sight fishing, shallow deal. Now, he's a good mat fisherman. He won in Florida, Okeechobee, punching mats. So, what you got? A little 6-cent stroker crawl? You just randomly going to show baits? You're going to plug the 6 cents in here? What's the other side of that bait look? That looks good, Bait Junior. What's our 6 cents discount code? Baitman? Baitman get you 10% off. And you have to put it back in a pack. What about woman anglers? Is there any woman angler that can hang with the guys on tour? I'm gonna say no. And I don't mean that because they're female. I mean because the mental aspect of fishing. I think that's the hardest part. Uh, I do think Pam Martin Wells was the best lady angler that was ever out there. I mean, she qualified for Classic. Hell, she finished at the top 20. Alton Jones Jr. is very underrated. He's a great fisherman and a great guy. Yeah, Pam Martin Wells can catch him. Dart Sizzle, yeah, she can catch him. She can catch him. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna keep this PG in here.
You know what's my favorite?
I think Trait's a decent fisherman. Yeah, you working on your own sponsors or what, cuz?
You know what's my favorite
Swimbait?
around here?
Is it that one?
No.
Oh, you got a new favorite? Now make sure you get the one in the back so we gotta pull everything off. Who's the girl that owned Bass and Gas? Miss Judy? It used to be Judy and Georgia. Judy's Fishing Depot. Miss Judy was a sweetheart. You know, she passed a couple years back. I really, really like Miss Judy. They had some good crickets there. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, Sean. Maybe we just caught B-Lad on a bad day. That happens. I think Salzman's a decent fisherman, man. I'm not going to lie. I think he's about where he should be. I think he's a good Tennessee River fisherman, and he's caught him away from here. So that's. I'm not gonna. I don't take credit away from where it is. You know, numbers speak for themselves. Dude, at one time Janet Parker was. I crushed on Janet Parker when I was in high school, and then I seen her in person. I was like, man, there's a lot of photoshopping going on the Janet Parker photos. The B-Light was as cool as the other side of the pillow when I met him. Oh, so you got some red big bite swim baits there? That's your favorite?
And then here's the thing out of the package.
Understand, Riley. I need to quit. So, but hey, listen, guys. Short video. I'm just shooting the BS on here. What I want you guys to do is Kim Bain Moore. She married Andre Moore from Reaction Innovations. What I want you guys to do, I'm gonna fix to end the video. I gotta get him to bed. I gotta get this Matt Robertson video uploaded. When this video with Matt, I want you to comment on the video, whether you liked it or you didn't. If you want more fishing, whatever. Let's gotta get that video some traction. Smash the like button and be up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed and prop to stream. So you guys have a really good evening. I'll see you guys maybe Thursday night with Epic Eric. So have a good one. Thank you guys for the donations, by the way. You don't have to do that. And guys, go hang out with your family.